Yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation, man. I used to love these guys when they debuted. Like I remember the first like vignette they showed of Crime Times.
Yeah,
Like the fact, all right, listen, Crime Time's gimmick could not fly today. It was just like the fact that, but the
Brooklyn.
crazy thing was, it shouldn't have been okay then, like at the
Yeah,
time. But just the fact that like those two were so talented, they were so charismatic, they made it work, and like people were able to get on board with it. Um, but I remember like the night that they first vignette aired, WWE like earlier in that day put out like just to get ahead of the negative PR, they put out a statement like earlier that afternoon, like tonight we're gonna be airing a segment that some people might find offensive. Just know it is just entertainment. This is what we do. So like they put out a disclaimer hours before, and I'm thinking like, what the hell? Like it's about to be some bullshit. But I watched it and I was so entertained. Like I think I was like 14 at the time, and I was like,
yeah.
man,
It's
this is
kind of hard
funny.
not to be entertained by Crime Time, man.
Nah,
That
like
that
I
was that
mean,
was some. We
it
had
was
some great
dope.
stuff.
It was a dope little gimmick they had, and like I always hated they never won the tag titles.
Right.
But like seeing these two black dudes, like they got braids. I had braids, so like they had braids.
Uh-huh.
Like so I kind of resonated with them, and they had a little partnership with John Cena. Like I think they could have did so much more with it. Shad, I actually tagged Shad in a post on the page like a few weeks back, and he interacted with it. And so
Oh man,
I seen him
we got
doing
save that.
yeah, I seen him doing an IG live, and I was like, man, we gonna have to get him on the show. But yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. The crazy thing was that I think this is a testament to his character that I seen all these people. Like he didn't have a Hall of Fame career. He was probably only in
Yeah, that
WWE for like
I was like, yo, that's yeah,
a
that was dope
total of like
seeing
4 or
everybody.
5 years. Not even just a total of 4 or 5 years. Not even just consecutively. It was just like
Right.
'cause you remember they had got released and then they came back like a few months later. I want to say in like '07. So like he didn't even have a Hall of Fame career. Never won any championships in WWE. Was kind of like a lower card comedy act. But just the fact that you see so many people saying these things about him, you just know he's just a good-hearted person, and like that speaks to
Yes.
I think just the type of person you are speaks volumes more than any accomplishments will. So
Right.
I seen he was just getting into movies recently in the last few years, writing scripts.
Right.
I seen something. I seen something said he sent Dave Meltzer one of his screenplays to review. It was about his life. Getting it was based on his life as a wrestler. And so I just think it's just terrible, man. The parallels is like him and Kobe is kind of crazy too. Is just like the last moments was them spending time with their kid.
Right.
Um, they were just like getting their foot in the door with a new career, and they never got to go further past what they did. So uh, it's a
I
little somber,
love
but I just
I
want
love that I
like
seen
oh go
that the
ahead, go ahead.
world. My bad, bro. I love that I seen the world like really pay their respects to him outside of
Not just
wrestling.
wrestlers. I've seen like people
Yeah.
in Hollywood he worked with. Like he was a stunt double in Black Panther. I didn't know that. He was in Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie that had just came out. I seen the clip of him. And he had a speaking role and everything. Like he got his ass whooped in the clip, but hey, he was in it though. So he was in these big budget movies though,
Yeah.
and that was dope. What's your favorite like memory of Shad?
I think my favorite memory is when they destroyed JBL's car. That
JBL is
was
poopy.
hilarious, man. Cause you know me, like JBL was like when you have good heels and then you just have people that you like, man, I'll flip it back once I see he's off the screen. I really don't want to watch him. That's how JBL was for me when he was around that time.
JBL was Baron Corbin before Baron Corbin, and I think
Yeah,
like
Either you
Look
really
at
love him or
Baron.
you really hate him.
Yeah, you look at Baron Corbin now, like he'll get his flowers like down the line. Like
Yeah.
JBL ended up getting his flowers down the line, but at the time you just like, man, why they pushing this dude? This dude wasn't ever
Yeah.
nothing. They just like ended up just pushing this dude out of nowhere, gave him the title.
Right.
Baron Corbin is in the same boat, and I think yeah. But my favorite Shad memory, I actually posted it. I think it was the only interaction they had with King Booker back then. Um, they had an interaction with King Booker and JTG stole his wallet. Uh, that was one of my
Yo,
favorite
that
ones.
stuff could not fly today, man.
Nah, another one is when they sold tickets to the show to DX. I was like DX got kicked out of the arena, and they ended up buying tickets from Crime Time outside. And Shawn Michaels like Shawn Michaels like, I got this. I speak jive, and like Triple H is just like for shizzle. Hilarious, bro. Like it was jokes. But I think outside of like the actual characters of Crime Time, I think my favorite moment was it was him and MVP and JTG watching Kofi win the WWE title, and just seeing how emotional they got, because that was what drove them, to
Right.
even be in the business, was seeing like, and the fact that they got to see somebody that not only one of their former coworkers, not only somebody that they've worked with and had respect for, but just the fact that they seen another black man reach the top of the pinnacle, and they probably never thought that they would see that before. Even they never thought that they themselves would get that opportunity. So that's something that's always, I've seen that clip like several times over the past few days, and I'll watch it every single time it come across my feed, because
That's
I
beautiful,
can't
man.
help but yeah, it was dope, because like I was saying, man, those like MVP and Crime Time and like Elijah Burke and Kofi Kingston, those was my favorite guys, because they was like, Shelton Benjamin too. They was really the
Yeah.
only brothers around at the time in like the late 2000s, when I was in high school, and I was just like, I had braids just like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look just like these dudes, and so like, you know, they be people on the internet, they be like representation matters, and I think a lot of times they just using it as a buzz thing, but like representation actually does matter, and I think
Right. Right.
to see that it was cool, especially just as an adult, to see those guys like Shad Gaspard passed away, what 30, was he
39.
39?
Yeah,
Yeah.
39.
So like at the time last year he's 38. Seeing him like MVP in his 40s, like JTG probably in his mid late 30s, like seeing those guys just tear up. This is me. I'm in my late 20s and I'm tearing up, man.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think it's unfortunate that Shad never got the opportunity to really you know what's the word I'm looking for, excel in his new career that he was just getting
Yeah.
started. And it's an unfortunate thing, but
He excelled in life though.
he
We can
did,
give
man.
him
He
that.
was a true, like we talk about heroes, like it's a true hero. Like hearing the story a few years ago about him stopping the armed robbery,
Yeah.
that, and then just the fact that he made sure that his son was good at the expense of himself. That's amazing, man. And
I
me,
like and shout out
regardless.
to
Oh, my bad, bro.
go ahead. Shout,
uh, Regardless of how you feel, like spirituality wise, like me, I believe in a higher power. I believe in heaven, and I
yes,
know
sir.
that he's up there, even if you don't, like I do. And I feel like he's he got a VIP pass. He skipped the line when he got up there.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna
Sh-
say though?
Shout out to JTG too, man. Like seeing them, like they were still like brothers and all that stuff. And I seen a post that he posted
They
on
were
his
supposed to
IG.
team up WrestleMania weekend. They were still teaming up.
Yeah, it said it was Chad writing to him. If I ever die tomorrow, just know I love you as a brother and as a friend
Hit him with
forever,
the no homo.
even in the past life. JTG responded with, "Love you too, brother." Hashtag no homo. And this was in
That's how it
January.
be. That you see the date though? January
Yeah,
26th, the day Kobe died. So
it's
that was just a
crazy.
time like everybody was just embracing each other. And I feel like this COVID thing is kind of made us forget about that so soon because like now we focus on like trying
Yeah.
to make sure things are straight for everybody else.